Be me, 34-year-old executive chef, sitting in a stainless steel office in downtown Chicago. 3 Michelin stars hanging in frames behind my desk. Most prestigious award in the culinary world. Supposed to be the happiest moment of my life. Instead, I'm drinking cheap whiskey from a paper cup, staring at the reflection in the polished fridge door, realizing I built a temple of gold on a graveyard of bones. Go back 12 years. Culinary school in New York. I was the technician, the obsessed one, measured salt by the milligram. Studied chemistry of fermentation until 4 a.m., arrogant, cold, believed food was math, not art. Then I met Leo, complete opposite of me. Messy hair, sauce on his apron, burned scars up his forearms. He didn't measure anything. He cooked by smell, by touch, by instinct. Instructor yelled at him for deviating from the recipe. Leo just smiled and said, "Taste it." Instructor tasted it. Shut up immediately. Best risotto anyone had ever eaten. We became unlikely partners. Fire and ice. I handled the prep, the organization, the plating precision. He handled the seasoning, the sauces, the soul. We were unstoppable in class competitions. Graduated top of the class. Both of us. Moved into a roach-infested apartment in Brooklyn. Shared a mattress on the floor. Worked the line at a high-end French bistro. 16-hour days. Standing on feet until they bled. Screaming head chef. Flying pans. Absolute hell. Coming home at 2 a.m. smelling like grease and garlic. We'd sit on the fire escape and smoke. Leo would talk about the dream. A small place. 30 seats. Farm to table. Menu changes every day. No tablecloths. Just good food and wine. He wanted to feed people. To nurture them. I nodded along, but I had different dreams. I wanted fame. I wanted the cover of magazines. I wanted to change the face of gastronomy. Years went by. We climbed the ranks, became sous chefs together, the dynamic duo. People started talking about us in the industry, the surgeon and the poet. That's what they called us. I was the surgeon. Leo was the poet. We saved every penny. Ate to ramen daily. Finally had enough to put a down payment on a lease. Found a space in a trendy district. This was it, the moment we waited for. Started planning the menu. Friction started immediately. I wanted molecular gastronomy. Foams, gels, liquid nitrogen. $200 tasting menus. Leo wanted rustic, heartwarming dishes. Braised lamb, handmade pasta, charred vegetables. We fought. Screaming matches in the empty kitchen. I told him his vision was small, provincial. Nobody gets a star cooking grandma food, Leo. He looked at me with sad eyes. Nobody eats nitrogen foam to feel loved, Anon. I didn't listen. Then the investors came. Slick guys in suits. Saw the potential, but they only liked my pitch. They wanted the high-end, exclusive, press-worthy concept. They pulled me aside one night. Said Leo was holding me back. Said he didn't have the edge to be a star. Offer was on the table. Full funding. Creative control. But I had to be the sole executive chef. Leo would be demoted to just a line cook or cut out. I looked at the check. The numbers were staggering. Thought about the Roach apartment. The struggle. I convinced myself I was doing it for us. I'd bring him along later. Once I made it. Met Leo at a dive bar that night. Told him I was taking the deal. Told him we were going with my concept. And that he couldn't be a partner. Expected him to yell, to punch me. He just went quiet, stirred his drink. So that's it then? The dream is dead? I told him to grow up, that this was business. Offered him the sous chef position. Under me. He looked at me like I was a stranger. I can't cook without a soul, Anon, and neither can you. He walked out. Left his knife roll on the bar stool. I took the knives. Felt like a victory. Was actually the first shovel of dirt on my grave. Opened. Ethelgard. Instant sensation. Critics raved. Innovative. Shocking. Technical perfection. Waitlist was 6 months long. I was a god. But the kitchen was a war zone. I fired people for being 1 degree off on temperature. I threw plates. I screamed until my throat bled. Staff turnover was 80%. Nobody stayed. They feared me, but they didn't respect me. Food was perfect. Looked like jewelry. But when I tasted it, I felt nothing. It was sterile. Cold. I told myself this was the price of greatness. 2 years later, first Michelin star. Party was lavish. Champagne flowed. I stood in the corner, checking my phone, hoping for a text from Leo. Never came. Haven't spoken to him since that night at the bar. Heard rumors he moved upstate, working at some farm. Or maybe a bakery. I laughed. Wasted talent. He could have been royalty with me. Instead, he chose obscurity. Kept pushing. Second star came. Then the TV shows, the cookbooks. I was famous. Recognized on the street. Dating actresses who didn't know how to boil water. Life was a blur of airports, interviews, and empty luxury. But the silence in my apartment was deafening. No one to talk food with at 2 a.m. Number one, who understood the language of flavor. My new sous chefs were yes men, robots. They did exactly what I said. No pushback. I missed the fights. I missed the passion. I missed Leo saying needs more acid when I thought it was perfect. He was usually right. 5 years pass. I'm at the peak. The king of Chicago dining. Burned out. Exhausted. Doctor says my blood pressure is a ticking bomb. Don't care. Chase the third star. Then I see a review in a local paper. Tiny column. Buried in the back. The best meal of my life is in a barn. Reviewer talks about a place 2 hours north. The Hearth. No menu. You eat what the chef makes. Describes the food as spiritual. You can taste the chef's heart on the plate. I know instantly. It's him. Obsession takes over. I have to go. Have to see if he failed. Have to prove my way was the right way. Drive up there on a Tuesday. It's raining. Place is literally a converted barn. Gravel parking lot. Packed with cars. Beat up trucks next to luxury sedans. Walk inside. Warm yellow light. Wood fire smelling of applewood. Noise level is high. Laughter. Clinking glasses. People look happy. Genuinely happy. Not the hushed, terrified reverence of my restaurant. I sit at the bar. Pull my hat down. Open kitchen. I see him. He looks older. Gray in his beard. But he looks alive. Moving with a rhythm I haven't seen in years. Laughing with his staff. Tasting sauces with a spoon. He looks at peace. Bartender asks what I want. Whatever he's making. Plate comes out. Braised short rib over polenta. Roasted root vegetables. Simple. Rustic. Exactly the kind of food I mocked him for wanting to make. I take a bite. The world stops. It's rich. Deep. Complex. It tastes like comfort. Like a hug on a bad day. It tastes like the memories of our first apartment. Tears start streaming down my face. Uncontrollable. Sobbing in the middle of this crowded barn. I realize in that one bite what I lost. I have technique. I have science. But I forgot how to make food taste good. I forgot the human element. Leo looks up, sees me crying at the bar, freezes, wipes his hands on his apron, walks over. I brace myself for anger, for I told you so. He just signals the bartender, pour him a glass of the 09 cab. He leans over the bar. You look tired, Anon. Voice isn't angry, just sad. I have 3 stars, Leo, I whisper. I know. I read about it. Congratulations. It feels like nothing, I admit. He nods. Empty calories. Why is your food so good? I ask. It's just ribs. He smiles. That crooked smile I missed. Because I cooked it for them. Not for a tire company guide. I cooked it because I wanted them to be warm. He puts a hand on my shoulder. You won the game, brother. But you lost the point. He has to go back to the line. Rush is picking up. Tells me to stay. We'll talk after service. I eat the whole plate, wipe it clean with bread, watch him work for 3 hours. It's a dance. His staff loves him. They move like a family. My kitchen is a factory. This is a home. Service ends. He pours us drinks. We talk until sunrise. I apologize. For everything. For the betrayal. For the ego. He forgives me. Too easily. I forgave you years ago, Anon. Holding on to hate poisons the sauce. I'm just glad you came. I offer to invest, to help him expand. He shakes his head. I have enough. I have exactly enough. That's the difference between us. You always wanted more. I just wanted enough. Drive back to the city as the sun comes up. Vow to change, to bring some of this soul back to my place. Maybe hire Leo as a consultant. Maybe quit and work for him. Feel hopeful for the first time in a decade. 2 weeks later, my phone rings during prep. It's a number I don't know. Upstate area code. It's Leo's sous chef. crying. Leo collapsed in the kitchen that morning. Massive stroke. He was dead before he hit the floor. Phone drops from my hand. Shatters on the tile. Kitchen goes silent. Everyone looking at me. I walk out. Leave the burners on. Leave the fish on the station. Drive north at 100 miles per hour. Get there. Place is closed. Flowers piled up by the door. Handwritten notes from customers. Thank you for feeding us. You saved my marriage with that stew. Rest in peace, chef. I stand there in the rain. Realize I waited too long. I had 12 years to fix this. I spent them chasing brass plaques and newspaper clippings. I got one night of forgiveness, and now he's gone. The only person who really knew me. The only person who cooked with love. Go to the funeral. It's not like my industry parties. No suits, no networking, just people, families, old ladies, farmers. They all have stories about how Leo made them feel special. I stand in the back, wearing my expensive suit, feeling like a fraud. I have millions in the bank, and I am the poorest man in this cemetery. Go back to my restaurant. Look at the menu. Deconstructed scallop with saffron foam. It looks ridiculous, pretentious. A joke. I fire everyone. Close the restaurant indefinitely. Investors scream. Threaten lawsuits. I don't care. Buy the lease on Leo's barn from his estate. Keep the name. The hearth. Keep his staff. Throw away my tweezers and my sous vide machines. Start cooking his recipes. Trying to find that flavor again. Trying to find the ghost in the sauce. But I can't replicate it. It's good. It's technically perfect. But the magic is missing. Because the magic was him. And I traded him for a star. Now I'm just a mechanic working in a dead man's garage, cooking food for ghosts. Every night I plate the short rib, and every night I taste it, and it tastes like ash. Biggest mistake of my life. I won the world and lost my soul. Don't chase the shiny things, Anons. Value the people who burn the toast but make you laugh. 'Cause when they're gone, the kitchen is awfully cold, even with the ovens on high. End of service. Lights out.